Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I'm here, Muhammad Jamal Khan, lecturer in botany, University of Education, Lahore. Today, we will discuss a topic that is related to a subject, plant systematic anatomy and development. The course code of this subject is BOTN 1112. In this lecture, we will discuss the morphological characters of fruit. So I hope so today's lecture is very interesting for you. So let's we start. So first of all, here we have a very brief definition of fruit. A mature or ripened ovary formed after fertilization is called fruit. Or we can say that when the seed is produced from ovule in the ovary and that seed is ripened and it changes into a fruit. So simply we call as a ripened ovary is called fruit. So the fruit consists of following parts. The number one is fruit. So fruit is a ripened ovary. In fruit, the outermost part or the outer covering of ripened ovary, we call it as pericarp, and in ovary, ovule is present, and after the maturation of that ovule, it is converted into a seed. So fruit also possesses a seed. So pericarp is further divided into three layers. The outermost layer is called epicarp. Inner to epicarp we have a middle layer that is called as mesocarp, and the innermost layer we call it as endocarp. So this is all about different parts of fruit. Now we have different types of fruit. Here we classify fruits generally into three main types. One is simple fruit, the other one is aggregate fruit, and the third one is composite fruits. Later in this section we discuss each type in detail. So here we have the first type of fruit, that is simple fruit. So according to the very simple definition, simple fruit is that when a single ovary develops into a fruit. And according to this, the fruits formed from a single flower with the gynoecium having a single carpel or multiple carpel, and these carpel are fused together, then we call it as simple fruit. So simple fruit basically have two types. So one is simple dry fruit and the other one is simple fleshy fruit. So here we take the first one, that is simple dry fruit. This one. So simple dry fruit is simply we define as the fruit in which the pericarp becomes thin and dry and it does not form three layers. So such type of fruit are called as simple dry fruit. So simple dry fruits are further categorized into three forms. So here we have three types: the achenial fruits, that is also called as indehiscent dry fruit. The second one is capsular fruits, that is also called as dehiscent fruit, and the last one is schizocarpic fruits. So one by one we discuss these three types of simple dry fruits in our lecture. Now let's we start. Indehiscent dry fruit or achenial fruits are the fruits that are dry, one-seeded, and indehiscent fruit. So it is called as achenial fruit. It is further classified into the following types. Here we have achene. Number one is achene. Then we have a caryopsis. Then we have a nut. Then we have a Samara. And in the end we have a Capsular. So we have five types of achenial fruits or indehiscent dry fruits. So achene is a food that have one seed, and in ovary there is a single carpel or monocarpal ovary, and the outer layer, protective layer, that is pericarp, is free from a testa. So such type of fruit is called as achene. The next one is caryopsis. So the next form of achenial fruit is caryopsis. In this, again, there is a single seed. This is a single seed. And having a monocarpal ovary, a single carpel in its ovary, but the outer protective layer, pericarp, is fused with testa. So in achene, the pericarp is separate from testa, but in caryopsis, the pericarp is fused with testa. Here you shown in this figure. So such type of achenial or indehiscent dry fruit is called as caryopsis. So next one is nut. It's simple as seed that is covered by a hard covering. It is referred as nut. It is also the type of indehiscent dry fruit or achenial fruit under simple dry fruit. The next one is Samara. 1 to 2 seeded fruit with the flattened or having wing like outgrowth. So these are called Samara. As you observe in figure, these are the seeds that possesses these wings like outgrowths. So such type of seeds or such type of fruits is called as Samara. The next one is Capsular. One-seeded fruit from an inferior ovary. So this fruit developed from a bicarpellary syncarpous pistil with an inferior unilocular ovary, and it also possesses tuft of hairs for their movement or for pollination. So next type of simple dry fruit or dehiscent dry fruit is capsular fruits. So according to its definition, the dry and many-seeded and dehiscent fruit is called capsular fruit. So their pericarp splits and allows the seeds to escape. So here we have further 5 forms of dehiscent dry fruit or capsular fruit. The one is legume, the second one is follicle, the third one is silica, and again here we repeat, sorry, here there is a repetition, it's same, and the last one is capsule. So we discuss it one by one. So first we have a legume. It's a fruit formed from monocarpellary pistil and dehiscence along both dorsal and ventral surfaces. So here you observe in the figure, in this figure, from monocarpellary single chambered ovary, seed in marginal. So seed, the placentation or attachment from this point, this is a marginal placentation, and splits along both margins. So it can be split from both joining point. So here we have various figures of this legume. Here we have a legume. We also, so these are the marginals, and these seed develop basically from a single carpel. This developed from a single carpel, this developed from a single carpel. So this is all are legume. This is the example of legume. So the other fruit is follicle. In this, fruit formed from monocarpellary pistil and dehiscence along only one junction point or suture. So it is called as a follicle. So the other form of capsular fruit or dehiscent fruit is silica. So it is a long and cylindrical fruit formed from bicarpellary. Here we have a bicarpel. This one is first one and this one the second one. So this fruit is produced from bicarpellary syncarpus. Here it is fused with carpel. So this whole pistil. So syncarpus pistil with ovary having two parietal placenta. The attachment of ovule with ovary have parietal in nature. So such type of fruit we call it as silica. So in silica, the ovary is unilocular, having a single chamber at first, but after that false septum, these are the septum, produce. So these false septum produced and create multilocular ovary. So the two walls of placenta hang freely from the apex of the fruit, and the placenta and the septum are collectively known as a rhapulum. So rhapulum remains attached to the pedicel, and it the next one is silicola. It is same as silica, but the major difference between silica and silicola is that it has short size. It is not as much as elongated as in silica. So it is short and as long as broad and contains very fewer seeds in it. So the last one of capsular fruits or dehiscent dry fruit type is capsule. Basically, capsule, in this the fruit derived from polycarpellary syncarpus pistil with superior ovary. So sometime it also formed from inferior ovary. So here we have multiple carpal ovary, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So we have multiple carpal ovary, and these ovary are fused together, syncarpus basically. So, and in this ovary is superior. So multilocular, many-seeded fruit from bi to polycarpal syncarpus ovary, and different types based nature of dehiscence or nature of their attachment. So this is all about for this capsule. Now the next type of simple dry fruit is schizocarpic fruit. So here we have a definition of schizocarpic fruit. Schizocarpic fruit, these are the dry, many-seeded fruits which break into number of one-seeded parts on ripening. So it is called as schizocarpic fruit. So if they are dehiscent, they are called as cocci, and we have following types of schizocarpic fruit. One is Lomentum, the other one is double Samara, the third one is Primocar, Careless, and the fifth one is Rhema. So we discuss one by one all these types of schizocarpic fruit. So in schizocarpic fruit we have Lomentum. Actually Lomentum is a legume or a pod modified by the formation of a false septum and constriction. So it is called as Lomentum. So it splits transversely at the constriction, and here splitting into many one seed bases through a, this is the false septum, or we also called it as constriction. So each legume divided into number of seeded peas by means of false septum or constriction. So this is Lomentum. So the next is double Samara. So in this fruit, actually fruit itself break up into two pericarps, and each containing one seed and wings. So due to this we call it as double Samara. So it also produced from a bicarpellary pistil. So here we have a simple definition: simple fruit which breaks up into two carps. Here we have one carp, and here we have the other carp, and this one carp possesses wing and the other carp possesses pericarp. So due to this division of this fruit into two pericarps, we called it as double Samara simply. So the next is Primocar. This fruit splits longitudinally between the loculi into two or more seeded pericarps which remain attached to the central axis. So it is derived from a bicarpellary syncarpus pistil with an inferior bilocular ovary. So here you see that this one is the central stalk, called Karpov, and the two splits mericarp, this one and this one, remain attached to this central stalk, Karpov, and here we have two or bicarpellary syncarpous bilocular ovary. So it means we have two carpel, and those two carpel are fused, and there are two chamber in ovary, and each chamber produce one seed. So this is all about for Primocar. So the next one is Careless. So Careless is a fruit in which the pistil has several loculi, and each of loculi of ripened fruit separate from each other as mericarp. So mericarp, actually, when the schizocarpic fruit mature, it converts itself into a mericarp. So this fruit is developed from a bi or polycarpellary syncarpous pistil with superior ovary, and the formation of fall septum divides the original few loculi into several loculi. So simply here we have the multiple, here this change the color of my indicator. So these are mericarps or fruits. After maturation we attain it. Here we have persistent calyx. Again, these all are mericarps. Again, here we have a mericarps. So this type of fruit in which pistil have several loculi, and each of loculi, so basically loculi are the cavities or chambers within an ovary. So has several chambers or cavities, and each of loculi of ripened fruit separate from each other as mericarp, and such type of schizocarpic fruit is called as Careless. The last type of schizocarpic fruit is Rhema. So basically Rhema is the fruit developed from multilocular, multi-chamber, multi-cavity ovary, with each locule having single seed, and ripened fruit break up into a number of one-seeded dehiscent part called cocci. So such type of fruit is called as Rhema. So we have a multiple locular ovary. It might be a trilocular or multiple. So in case of trilocular, we have three chambered with seed, having the placenta axile in nature, and each chamber with single seed separate remains attached to the central stalk, that is called as Karpov. So such type of seed, a schizocarpic seed fruit, is called as Rhema. So the next type of fruit is simple fleshy fruit, or we also call it as succulent fruits. So the definition of succulent or fleshy fruit is that the wall of ovary of ripened succulent or fleshy fruit is composed of three layers. In dry fruit, there is only a single layer of pericarp, but in succulent or fleshy fruit, we have a pericarp that is composed of three layers: epicarp, mesocarp, and endocarp. We already studied in the beginning of this lecture. So some of these layers become dry and hard. One or more of them become fleshy and juicy. So the succulent fruit or simple fleshy fruit is further divided into 4 forms. Here we have different types of succulent fruits. So the first type of simple fleshy fruit or succulent fruit is drupe. So in this fruit, the mesocarp forms the edible portion of fruit, and endocarp forms a hard shell or stone that is called as drupe. Here you show in this figure, this mesocarp produce an edible part of the fruit, and here the endocarp in the center produce a stony nature shell or hard shell. So this hard shell or stony material, we called it as drupe. So drupe is derived from monocarpellary pistil with superior ovary. They are generally one-sided, and their pericarp shows 3 distinct layers, as the outer skin layer is epicarp, the middle fleshy region is called mesocarp, and the inner hard layer is endocarp. So here for your illustration I give the example of coconut. Coconut is also a drupe, but we call it as fibrous drupe. Its epicarp is lost when dry. So the fibrous region below the epicarp is mesocarp, and inside the mesocarp the inner hard and stony layer is endocarp. So it encloses single endospermic seed. The white edible portion is endosperm. The endosperm contains a large cavity in the middle which is filled with coconut milk. So the next type of simple fleshy fruit or succulent fruit is berry. These fruit are indehiscent and many seeded fleshy fruit in which mesocarp and endocarp form pulp. So it is referred as berries. So basically they are derived from superior or maybe inferior ovaries. The epicarp forms the outer skin. The meso and endocarp are succulent and forms pulp. So it has no stony endocarp. So here we have in berry we have the example of tomato. Here this is the outer layer of tomato, that is of epicarp. Inside this we have a mesocarp and endocarp, and there is no stony or hard shell in the center. So tomato is the example of a simple fleshy fruit, that is berry. So the next is pepo. Here we have a pepo. Pepo is also the example of simple fleshy fruit or succulent fruit. In this fruit, it developed from a tricarpellary ovary. Its outer covering is pericarp, and inner fleshy part is formed by the fusion of meso and endocarp similar as in berry, which contains many seeds. So here we have an example of cucumber. So here the mesocarp and endocarp combine to form a fleshy part, this fleshy part, while the epicarp form the thick layer outside this. Here we have another type of simple fleshy fruit or succulent fruit, that is pome. Here we have a pome, and the example of pome is simply a apple. So in this fruit, the outer skin and the edible portion of the fruit are formed from thallus of flower, and the carpel develop a central core of the fruit. So in this fruit, the epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp are not differentiated. So basically this fruit is derived from a syncarpal pistil with bilocular ovary. So this is all about simple fleshy fruit or succulent fruit. Now we move towards other major type of fruit, that is aggregate fruits. So simply the collection of simple fruit developed from a apocarpous pistil of single flower, that is called as aggregate fruit. So the collection of simple fruitlets is called heterio. So in aggregate form fruits, flower with many apocarpus means carpel are free from each other, or they have free ovaries, and many fruits produced from a single flower. So collection of simple fruitlets is referred as heterio or aggregate. So we have 4 different forms of aggregate fruits. One, we have aggregate or heterio of follicles. Then we have aggregate heterio of achenes, and then we have aggregate and heterio of drupes, and then we have aggregate and heterio of berries. So one by one I'll give you the detail of each type of aggregate fruit. So first of all, we discuss heterio of follicles or aggregate of follicles. So basically it consists of bunch of 2 follicles, as in the case of Calotropis procera. It is the example of aggregate heterio of follicles. And the next one is aggregate or heterio of achenes. So it is the group of achenes, so it is called as heterio of achenes. So it consists of many small simple achenes fruits. So the next is aggregate or heterio of drupes. So follicles, achenes, drupes, berries, we already discussed these terms earlier in this lecture. So when the group of drupes, then we call it as heterio of drupes, and in the end when we have a group of berries, then we call it as aggregates or heterio of berries. So actually these are the grouping, or these are the collection of follicles, achenes, drupes, berries, on the behalf of which we can say that it is the aggregate or atrio of follicle, achenes, drupes, or berries. So the last type of fruit, general type of fruit, is composite fruits. So by this term composites, one clear that here we discuss something that have a combination or that have a group. So simply when we define composite fruit, one say the fruit that is developed from a group of flower. Here I indicated you, when we talk about a group of flower, this refer to as inflorescence. And inflorescence have a definition. A group of flower is called inflorescence. So it's mean when a fruit developed from group of flower means inflorescence, or when fruit is developed from inflorescence, then we called it as composite fruit. Or when fruit formed from whole inflorescence, we called it as composite fruit. So basically composite fruits have three types. One is Saurosis, the other one is Syconus, and the last one is Strobelus. So we have three types of composite fruit. First we discuss about Saurosis. So it is a composite fruit derived from a female spike, is called as Saurosis. Or simply we can say that the fruit that is formed from a complete fluorescence, and in this fruit the central axis become thick and fleshy, and the female flower are changed into small fruits, and all of them take the shape of single fruit. And mulberry and pineapple is the example of Saurosis or composite Saurosis fruit. In this, the perianth leaves become fleshy and juicy, and they fuse to form a fleshy composite fruit. The next type is Syconus. In this fruit, the inflorescence is changed into a fleshy pear-shaped structure called receptacle. So it contains a cavity which produces male flowers at the upper and female flower at the lower side. So the ovaries of female flower are developed into small fruits. And there is a small opening at the top of such fruits that is guarded by a scale. So the receptacle becomes fleshy and forms the edible part of the fruit. The ovaries of the female flower develop into netless and then these nutlets are embedded in the wall of receptacle. Pogamia glabra and banyan is the example of Succulent fruit. The last one is Strobilus. It is also a composite fruit and form a cone like female inflorescence. It is found in different plants. The inflorescence consists of a central axis bearing number of membranous scales. The female flowers are enclosed in membranous bracteoles. The true fruits are achenes. So they are enclosed in a bracteole or scales, and such type of fruit is called as Strobilus, and the example of such type is pinus tree. So this is all about for this lecture. I hope you understand the morphological character of fruit in a very good manner. Stay safe and healthy. Allah Hafiz.